Hello, trading is closed on the 14th of June, 2021. Our disclaimer always starts things off. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, June 15th, 2021. I can be completely wrong. Trade at your own risk. Please follow the rules of my channel. If you like the channel, click like, tell your friends. Look for the pattern with the early low. This is it. It's kind of hard to grade myself. I said 50-50 chance we gap under this low or continue higher. First, we continued a bit higher, and then almost immediately we undercut the low. So you could say it was completely right or completely wrong, any way you want to call it. You have another wall into the close. When you're near an all-time high, it's less reliable for gapping down. When you're near the all-time high, when you're at the all-time high, half the time, this wall, which represents panic purchases by retail customers, gets reversed hard and fast. You take this out early, and you keep on dropping. Half the time, the enthusiasm continues. Keep going higher. And you don't have to guess because you'll know before the open. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high. During the day, MEJT said this drop would retrace. The rally would retrace. Said this drop would retrace. We got an ultimate sell signal. Said this rally was false. Undercutting this line is the minimum. We did that most of the time, almost always, most of the time you undercut this low pretty soon. That's what I'm trying to say. But there's no requirement. It's just something that happens more often than not. So if we do get a gap down under this, which I can't call, if that happens, the odds are pretty good you'll undercut this and find support under that. But that it's not a requirement of the system. Well, let's consider time and price again. I set this vertical line to tomorrow. You can see we have a low to high in terms of time. It's George Lindsay's work, and as someone else pointed out to me, you can go here and you're pretty close to another low to high this week too. Now, as far as price is concerned, I've redone some of these calculations. 66 squared is 43.56. C equals A at 43.60.30. Magenta C equals A at 43.74.56. Those are pretty far away. It's kind of hard to see us hitting any of these numbers tomorrow. But if we're off by a day, it doesn't matter too much to me. And Wednesdays when we have the FOMC report. Of course, these aren't the only numbers. If you connect this low and this low, we still haven't broken through this trend line. You no longer have to gap over it because we've hit it so many times. Most of the time you're going to break through. Makes a more convincing case if you gap over it. But that's still resistance until we break through. And even though when you hit it so many times you normally will break through, there are no guarantees in this life. Well, tomorrow's pattern has the early high. We could get down. Typically, it's a rally day with a final hour high. Failure is a straight line drop. There's a wall into the close. It's usually negative, but because we hit a new all-time high, the chance you gap down just 50-50. New high was accompanied by a decline in breadth and negative closes in industrials and transports, and more issues declined than advanced. So this rally is not new strength. It's limited to fewer and fewer issues, and eventually those things fail. But that doesn't mean it has to fail right here. None of this means the rally's over quite yet, but it's getting long in the tooth. We're near resistance in both time and price. I suspect nothing major is going to happen before the FOMC report Wednesday, but the response to the report at least has a possibility of changing the short-term trend. So we have weakening breadth on the advance. We have a Lindsay time period coming in this week. Late June is typically a weak period for stocks. Somewhere in here, perhaps at one of the prices we mentioned or some other price, I look for this to fail, but I can't say it's over yet. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high, 50-50 chance we gap down, 50-50 chance we continue. We should know by the open, and that's today's call.